Monday. Welcome in. Have a seat.
Come on, everybody. Sit on down. We got some stuff to talk about. We're going to figure out how to get you a house.
We're going to figure out how to get you a house.
In 2024,
What?
interest
year?
rates, whether they're good or bad, whether it's a good time to buy or not,
Bad?
what you should be doing with your life.
What? You're
Dude,
going to tell people what to do with their life?
I'm pretty high tech, man. I don't know if you know this.
That's intrusive.
Dude, you need to back off.
Intrusive.
You need to be more supportive about my idea of telling everybody how to live their life.
You voted for Biden, so
No, I didn't.
whatever.
No, I didn't. Okay, so we're warming up here. We're
No,
warming
I
up here.
I
Whoa,
swear.
check that. They went down.
Woo-wee.
Yeah, I told you. Uh-oh.
Cash
This
rules
is
everything
not good.
around me.
Dude, that's
Dollar bills, y'all.
that's scary when you say that stuff.
All right, let's see who's in here. Evelyn's in here. Moses is in here. Darcy Lopez is in here. What's up, Darcy?
What's up, Darcy Lopez?
All kinds of people in here. The millions and millions of our fans. The question I have is,
Okay.
what questions do you have?
Okay, so good news. The Fed spoke, and he spoke kind of boring, actually. Kind of boring. And with his boring speak, 5.375. 5.375.
So nothing too crazy, right?
Nothing too crazy.
It was like,
Yeah.
a little more confidence. A little more confidence.
Yeah, a little more confidence, and then rates start ticking down. So if you're thinking about buying a house in 2024, I'm having this conversation quite often. Is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to buy? And everybody says the same thing because they're not educated. They say, hey, what if I wait till the rates go down? What happens if they wait till the rates go down? You tell me.
Okay. So the rate is going to be less, but the price is going to be significantly higher. Significantly higher.
Why?
Not just like $5,000 here, 10 grand there. Well, the first thing we have to do is look at history. What has happened in history? And we have all seen 2020 and 2021. The government went in, artificially dropped the rate so they can infuse cash into society, and it went gangbusters, man. A lot of businesses just took off because there was money infused in and the rates were low. What happened simultaneously, though, is that so many people entered into the buying process that it squeezed the prices up. Okay, literally just pushed it in and squeezed it up. So houses were going from 500 to 600 in one transaction. Literally one move, just listing their house for sale. They're getting $100,000 to $200,000 over asking.
Pasquale, you're right. Money was cheap.
Creating
Cheap,
bidding
yeah.
wars. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Pascal. Mike, when I first apply for a home loan, when does the interest rate lock? How long do I have?
Very good question.
Very good
Very
question,
good
Mike.
question.
Thank you for
So,
that.
Mike, when we pull your pricing on a loan, every loan officer has a matrix. And right now, if I pulled a matrix, it would probably be from 5.25 all the way to 8.25, I think so? Somewhere in that range. So 5.25 to 8.25. And your sweet spot today would probably be 7.125 if you had a decent FICO score. You agree with that?
I would.
Sweet
Maybe a
spot
little
today.
less, 'cause they
Maybe
did
7,
soften a little
maybe
bit.
7. Okay, so if we pulled it, you would have 5.25 all the way up to 8.25, and your sweet spot would be right about 7. Now, at 7, then I get to have the conversation to say, hey, listen, you can have a 6.875, but it'll cost you $2,000. You can have a 6.75, it'll cost you $5,000. This is not a quote to you, Mike, by the way. This is just an example. And when we shop the rates, we also shop multiple lenders. So we push a software, and once we push the button, we get New American Funding rates, which is here. Somebody gave us the thumbs down for shopping rates.
Well, it might have been
that's
you.
horrible.
You went like this.
Oh, got it. Well, oh, I got it. Okay.
See?
So, oh, yeah, no, it said thumbs down again. No, there we go. Thumbs up. All right, there's a lot of stuff going on here. So anyway,
Crazy.
we pull like Wells Fargo will be there. There's a bunch of the majors up there, and we shop all of these. There's like 15 of them. And they give us the best one at the top. And usually New American Funding at the top. Occasionally, I locked one last week where, what was it? American Home Financial?
AmeriFirst, something like that.
AmeriFirst. AmeriFirst was higher up. So I have the conversation with the client, and I say, hey, listen, if we lock this loan, you'll get a little bit better rate, but we won't own the loan. It's going to go to somebody else. So they have to make the choice, and you get to make the choice at that point. So you don't get to lock the rate in until you're in contract. Now, there are some programs where they'll allow you to lock a rate while you shop, but that costs you money. So if you said, hey, listen, I want a 90-day rate lock right now, they'll say, okay, cool. It's going to cost you X thousand of dollars, and you'll get locked in this rate. Now, is that a good idea? When we're in the 2-point environment, yes, it's a great idea. When you're in the 7% interest rate environment and the Federal Reserve has said we're actually going to reduce interest rates in the year 2024 3 times, a minimum of 3 times, all the way up to 6, then it's probably not the best. In fact, our bank knows it. And what they said is, hey, listen, anybody who purchases and closes by, I think it's March right now, by the end of March, they'll actually cover the refinance. All bank fees will be waived, and they'll cover the refinance for the next 5 years. So when is the best time to lock? After you found the property, and then you shop it, and you shop it like a fiend, and you have to shop it smart. You're not trying to get, remember, if you lock in today at 7, let's say perfect, you lock in at 7, and 2 years from now rates are at 4, there's no question whether or not you're going to refinance. You know it, I know it, the bank knows it, everybody knows it. So what that means is it a good idea right now to be buying down rates? Probably not, with a few exceptions.
Okay.
What's your piece?
Everyone with the question.
Yeah,
we're
trying.
going to
catch you.
We're going to
catch you. We're going on here.
Let's run a commercial.
All right, cool. If you need a badass loan, call your badass loan officers. Your badass loan officers are Chris and Lee at New American Funding. You can reach Chris and Lee in their direct cell phone by dialing this number right here. Back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Or you can just go to the link up top, click apply now, and you don't even have to talk to us.
Cool.
Now, Mike.
Now, before we go too far, money was cheap. So there's something, the big move, the big one is the Federal Reserve being able to move the prime rate. The prime right now is at 5.25 and 5.5. That's not the actual mortgage rate where people buy things. That's based off the 10-year yield, but the 10-year yield responds to the prime. The secondary move they have, it's called the M2. They have quantitative easing and quantitative tightening. A lot of people don't know this, but the government's pulling money back out of the system to the tune of $90 billion a month. $90 billion. They're pulling it out of the system, and that's called quantitative tightening. Well, when they want to let the foot off the gas, and they want to say, hey, listen, I don't want to tighten so much, they'll stop taking money out of the system, and then the opposite will start to happen. They'll actually put money back into the system. That's called quantitative easing. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, back to the questions. Love, I put a freeze on my credit and social. When do I have to remove that before I meet with the lender? Question mark. So yes, they're going to pull your credit. Don't ever assume that they're not going to pull your credit. We will pull your credit. There's soft pulls and hard pulls and all these ways of doing things, but just know that, call your bureaus, release them, and meet with the lender. Darcy in the house. You guys, I'm in debt with $10,000. Should I get a loan to consolidate? Will this affect getting a loan?
So Darcy, we don't care about the aggregate amount, the $10,000. What we care about is the monthly payment. So if you had $10,000 and it was going to be paid off in 2 years, and that's a $500 payment-ish, So I would rather have you have $50,000 with a $100 payment, because that $100 payment will directly affect your buying power. So if it's $10,000, it depends on the monthly payment. So it's not the aggregate amount; it's the monthly payment.
Yeah. So the answer is maybe, but we'll figure it out for you. Nicholas Scrumble, I'm around 598 credit score, make about $65,000 a year, live in Alabama. Where do I stand?
Well, it sounds like you stand in Alabama.
Likely.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you see, we're geniuses that way. Just bam. Where do I stand? Alabama. See that?
Or sit. You could be sitting.
You could be. Nobody asks where he stands.
True that.
Yeah, he said, dude, if I'm going straight off the words,
and asking where he stands.
If you're sitting in Alabama and then you stand up, you're probably still going to be in Alabama.
Oh, so if he's not standing in Alabama, he will be.
Yeah. So So you're probably, if you're looking for how much house you can buy, you're probably starting around $250,000, $260,000, $270,000, depending on your back end debt.
All right, Droshana. How long does it take from an appraisal to clear to close on an average simple W-2 income?
Droshana, if you gave that to me, simple W-2 income, and the realtor said, hey, I need to close in 17 days, I can make it happen.
Yep. What's the fastest we can possibly do it?
11.
11 days. So there's your answers, Drusha.
11 days, fast. 17 days. If there's something more than that on a straight W-2, there's something they're not telling you. Yeah. There's a hiccup somewhere in the process. Let's talk about it. We'll help you.
Ellie, new construction. Will property taxes increase after it's done being built?
Oh, dude, Ellie. We have this situation where somebody came to us and we got them all qualified, and then they went to the builder, and the builders fight. They're dirty birdies. If you watched us, you know that I'm not a big fan of the builders because they're dirty birdie. Anyway, she gets in the contract. She says, hey, guys, I love you. Unfortunately, builder's offering me too good of an incentive. I said, okay, cool. I understand. I'm sad, but good luck to you. I hope you get your house. 2 months later, calls us back and says, hey, yeah, you know that amount that we went into contract for? Well, the appraisal came in $30,000 low. I don't know if it's exactly $30,000. Came in $30,000 low. But we're in contract for this. What do I do? And I'm like, I can't help you. I wish I could. I don't know the parameters of the deal, and I can't maneuver the levers in order to help you. Builders do dirty birdie things. They're trying to make the money. Why? Because there's a lot of money. A lot of money on this deal. If you want to know how much money is in the deal, ask in the chat and I'll start to tell you.
Wow. Truckin' Dude 23, 634 credit score. Can you guys do a bank statement loan looking for only $280,000 loan amount?
Can we?
Heck yeah.
Yes, let's do it.
Double true.
Truckin' Dude, we're here for you.
Yeah. Francis.
Oh, shoot.
Hi, how much should I have in the bank before closing on a $300,000 house in Texas?
Well, Francis, if you're trying for an FHA, then you need 3.5% down without any down payment assistance programs. So 3.5% down of $300,000 is roughly $10,000, a little more, but roughly $10,000. Now, in this market, you can get sellers to cover closing costs. So remember that on an FHA loan, they want the money to come from you, the down payment to come from you, or from a down payment assistance program. The closing costs can come from anybody. They can come from the seller. They can come from the realtor. They can come from the lender. They can come from your mom and dad. They can come in from your best friend or your girlfriend. They can come from anywhere, but they do want the initial skin in the game, the 3.5%, to be from you. So that part is important.
Love it. Eric Lifer, the epic lifer, the man. I'm a veteran, 590 credit score, all debt paid off, and I make 123 annually. How much home can I get? Epic Life, thank you for your service.
Epic Life. Well, VA, first off, the VA loan is probably the most powerful loan in the biz if you qualify with one caveat. The caveat is there's a VA funding fee. The VA funding fee can be as much as 3.3%. That's a lot. So if you're doing a $500,000 house, simple math's about $16,500, somewhere in that range. So it's very expensive, the VA funding fee. However, the VA funding fee is waived if you're 10% service connected or more. Now, you do need to get that on your certificate of eligibility.
100%
so,
total and permanent.
Okay, 100% total and permanent. The VA funding fee for you, by far, VA loan is the best. 100%. 100%.
Oh, no.
And based off of what you're saying, we're probably $500,000 to start, but maybe even more. Oh, we have to hold on. We got some tech issues. Oh, dude, what are you doing?
I don't know. Lifting it all up.
Yes, you are. Just hit. Yeah. Okay. We're having technical issues. We're gonna get back to you. Here we go. 100%. Appreciate you very much. And there's a lot of big benefits with the VA loan. They don't require a FICO score, by the way. If you get a lender that says, hey, the VA, we need a 620 FICO. Well, that's true for their bank because their bank put the rules. But the actual VA guidelines don't have anything to do with FICO scores. They do look at your credit history, though, so it doesn't ignore it. It just is not a determining, qualifying, not qualifying factor.
My World 24 wants to know what you do. What are we doing here?
What are we even doing? He's a licensed loan officer. NMLS number what?
1066958.
I'm a licensed loan officer. I'm a licensed loan officer. NMLS number what?
I don't know your number. 944.
That's pretty good. 944254. Yeah. So yes, we are licensed loan officers. We're teaching you how to buy a house in 2024. We've been doing it for years. We've been at New American Funding for over 5 years, but we were at another place, top producers for many years there too. Moving right along.
So here's what it is, guys. When you're buying a house, there's two sides to it. You have the money, that's us, and then you have the realtor. They help you find the house. So this is the first place you stop when you're thinking about wanting to buy a house, and you talk with us. So that's what it is. Ryan, home with zero down.
No, you missed one.
If I have a house already with a VA, is it better to refinance to conventional and buy a vacation home with zero down?
Well, first off, it can't be a vacation home. It has to be your primary residence, Ryan. Those are very, very important. Attention to detail. My company commander was Filipino.
Company commander.
Yep, my company commander was Filipino. He says, pay particular attention to detail.
That's right.
So, yes, dude. No,
Yes.
it wasn't. It was what I said.
Yes.
So, your VA has to be your primary residence. It cannot be your vacation home. It cannot be your second home. It has to be your primary residence. The VA is probably the best loan in the system for primary residence. If you have already lived in your home for 1 year and you chose to refinance it, either conventional, FHA might be, they're both government loans, so it's a little iffy on VA to FHA. But if you chose to refinance your home conventional, then you would renew your certificate of eligibility and your entitlement. So you would be entitled to go forward and do it again. So yes, you can, but for a vacation home, not going to happen.
Dominique needs to know where we're located.
Well, he's located right here. I'm located right next to him. Yep, we're here, Riverside, California. Do business in all 50 states, but we have actually seen people here and they drive in to bring us documents. Happened last week. People just drive in. They're like, hey, just happened to be in Riverside.
With all my documents?
With all my documents. Bam! Here you go. We're like, yay. Thank you.
No, it's awesome. We love meeting our clients.
Yeah,
we
do.
don't get to meet most of you. And
Absolutely.
the reason why is because you could just go to the link up top, click on apply now, and you never meet us, but you get a house.
Yep.
Dominique, so that's where it's at. Cluster on one fixed my credit, and it's at 704 now. Does my 600 credit history matter or only current score?
Only the current score. Doesn't matter what it was last week, 2 years ago. Credit has no memory. If it's 704 today, it's 704. But if it drops tomorrow, it drops tomorrow.
Right on. Legacy junk removal. What loan can I get with a P&L sheet? First time buyer in San Fernando Valley.
P&L sheet depends. Are you filing 1120s with K1s? If you're filing 1120s with K1s and the K1 shows that you are 100% owner, we're able to move forward because that 100% owner will either make it to your 1040 or the K1 will allow me to use the profits in the corporation as yours. One way, I got a little technical for the rest of the people, but legacy junk removal, we're here for you.
Yeah, you can maybe go FHA, maybe go Fannie, maybe go with a non-QM, but we need to see your stuff.
Yep.
Epic lifer than the man. I'm 100%. Oh, you already told
you
us.
did,
Thank
yeah.
you. Javier Rios, spent 5 weeks in the underwriting process for the USDA direct loan and no answer yet.
Javier.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't even want to know who your lender is because
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Call them.
Yeah.
Call them.
Yeah, and make sure first off, if you're talking to a loan officer, don't think that every loan officer knows their stuff because most don't. I hate to say it, most don't. But they have a manager that does. So ask to talk to the manager.
Yep.
And so everybody that doesn't know has somebody at the top that does know. Ask to talk to him.
Francie M595. With an investment home, which was primary home, we are looking to buy a home. Can we do 5% down?
We have an investment home, which was primary home. We're looking to buy a home with 5% down. Yes. All day long. All day, every day. As long as it's your new primary, we can do a conventional 5%. But because you have owned a home, you can't do 3%. There is a conventional 3%, but the rules on that are you can't have owned a home in the last 3 years for conventional.
Miguel Hernandez, auto loans affects when buying a house? Question mark.
Yes.
My World 24, I have 2 properties already, but want to buy and sell. What's the best routes to go?
If you have 2 properties, we have to know what the profit or how much money you're going to be coming out of those in order to
see what you're going to put into the next one?
See what's going forward to the next one. We need more. There's not enough to get behind the why.
I'm going to assume what he's saying is when you sell these properties, you're going to get cash, and we're going to put that cash into the next property, but we need some numbers to go off of. But if you already qualified for 2 houses, buying this third one's not going to be a problem, especially if it's going to be your primary. So.
My World 24, great job. Good. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. We're doing it.
Give us a buzz.
Yep, keep doing it.
Legacy, junk removal. Can I use P&L sheet for first-time home buyer, San Fernando Valley? I think we already answered that question. The answer is maybe.
Can I pull it up? I don't know. What do you want to pull up?
Pull up? Meaning, can I show up with my
can
documents?
Pull up? Oh, dude, that's
It's a more thug statement.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna pull up on
Like
someone.
pop the trunk?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want me to pop the trunk.
Exactly.
Are you going to pull up and pop the trunk, Ryan?
Only if you bring your
Yeah, I
fax
know.
machine.
If you're bringing your, you pop the trunk and bring out documents.
You ever fax from your car
You
before?
can be thug with an 800 FICO score. That's how we do, man.
Brokers of
How
mortgages.
we do.
I wonder if they do loans.
Brokers of mortgages. Hey, what's up? I have a client, 1 year already in 2-1 asking for help. Any thoughts on future defaults? I have one client already into
1 year.
the 2-1 asking for help.
Oh, the buy down?
Yeah, so broker of mortgages. First off, we appreciate you being here. We appreciate loan officers, realtors, anybody in the business. We want to help you. If you know more than us, teach me. I really want to find that. I haven't found it yet. But if you do, I really want to know. If the 2-1 buy down, it sounds really amazing in the beginning, but it's not a good situation. The 2-1 buy down is an actual contract. And the contract says that, hey, your rate is 7%, but I'm going to bring you down to 5%. And they're like, hey, that sounds great. Yeah. But then next year you're going to 6%, and the next year you're going to 7%, which sounds, okay, not so bad, unless you know that the rates are coming down and you're absolutely going up by contract. And then you're like, I don't know if this is such a good idea. It's like when you bought the timeshare, you're like, hey, this is a good idea, until you're into it a little bit, and you're like, okay, I don't know if this is such a good idea anymore. I don't really know if that was a good, but I'll tell you what, that pitch was amazing. It was amazing, and they gave me free lobster.
I love lobster.
Yep.
No, I don't. I'm just kidding. Taco Dom just got an offer accepted, hoping we made the right choice for buying now. All right, Taco Dom.
I think it's not. You're not going to feel it immediately. You're not going to feel it like the first 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. But in about 2 or 3 years, you're going to be like, yeah, that was a really good choice. That was a really good choice. It's like when I tell people, hey, listen, you know what? You're locking in. I had a friend of mine who says this mortgage payment's $3,000, and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of high. At the time, it was kind of high, and he's like, that's kind of high, and I'm like, yeah, but that's the rental in the market for that type of situation anyway. Yep. And you're like, okay, cool, $3,000. Now, probably 5 years later, that mortgage payment is still $3,000, and for that same property, $4,500. Now, did he feel it the first year? Not really. Second year? Not really. Third, fourth year? Right now, he's like, yeah, that was a really good move. That was a really good move because I'm locked in at $3,000 on a 30-year fixed. I'm not going nowhere. And in the meantime, rental rates have gone up, and he could rent his house for $4,500 a month. Think that's true? That's about right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a good thing. So, Taco Dom, to piggyback on that, so if you're an investor, if you're looking to get in and get out, try to flip it.
That's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, but if you're going to live in it, this is your house for you and potentially your family, good move, man. Because you are going to refinance in about a year. Yeah. Hopefully a year, cross our fingers. And then you're going to call us, hopefully this time, and we'll get you into a home.
Yeah, flippers are getting creamed, by the way. A lot of people came in and they're like, hey, I can flip properties. I'm like, it has to pencil out. And the biggest thing is carry costs. Because I'll tell you what, you may think you're amazing at something, but unless you've done it 20 times, you're probably not. And carry costs will kill you. And I see a lot of my flipper friends going, I'm upside down on this, man. I just need to get out of it. Carry costs will kill you.
Yeah, sincerely, Winnie. What's the lowest credit you'll work with? That's a complicated question. He's about to get a little technical on here.
Okay, so the lowest credit we'll work with is as low as you can go. So, if you came to me with the 360 FICO, I would be like, all right, first thing we need to do, sincerely, Winnie, get your life together because the 360 FICO is about the worst you can get. So we're going to send you to credit repair, technically working with you. We're going to send you off to somebody. We have like 5 people that we deal with, and I'll give you all 5 of them. You'll pick one, and before you know it, you're going to be at 600 FICO. Now, what's the lowest we can go and buy you a house? Well, FHA will go down to 500 FICO, but here's the catch. If you're at 500 FICO, you earned that 500 FICO. You did something to earn it. Now, just because you're qualified by the program, you need 10% down, by the way, 10% or more down. But you earned that 500 FICO. And if that 500 FICO is because you have 6 current 30-day lates, nobody's going to give you a loan. Nobody. If you have 6 lates 2 years ago that haven't made its way through so you have a better FICO score, well, then there's a possibility. So we'll work with you at any level, but to get you qualified, 500, 10% down or more on FHA. 580, 3.5% down. 620, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac.
3% down. Yeah, good stuff. DRL 990. Can I purchase a home without my spouse because my credit is better? Do healthcare get discount? Actually, let me take this one.
You do.
Okay. So, yes, you can purchase without your spouse, providing you qualify. If you're in a community property state and you want to go with the government program, we might have to pull your spouse's credit, but not include their score, not include the person, just include their debts. And does healthcare get a discount? I'm glad you brought this up because as we're going through the marketing programs this morning, yes, I think there's a couple programs where we can actually get you lesser fees, waive the appraisal, and do a couple other things for healthcare. So any of you, including DRD or 990, give us a call, text us, screenshot this right now because it is going to disappear. This is if you want to talk to us, you're going to text us the platform that you're on. Or if you don't need to talk to us or don't want to talk to us, just go to the link up top, click apply now, and get started. Cluster. If I get pre-approved for a $440,000, could it be possible to get approved for more? How much more? 400,000. Sorry.
Okay, 400,000. Yes, it could be approved for more. It's going to depend on the program that you're in. I'll give you an example. If we approved you on a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, so at $400,000. Well, Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac have a max back-end ratio of 50 under a perfect world. 50. FHA will allow me to push it to 56.99999, which could mean extra $50,000 in buying power if you just went from conventional to FHA. Mm-hmm. There are other things we can do in order to make sure. I'll give you an example. Let's just say you have a car with 11 months payment on there and it's showing at $1,000 a month. First thing I'd say is an installment payment, which means you're going to pay it off in 11 months. Yes. Cool. At 10 months, I can ignore it. So I'm going to hard code ignore it right now. You now have much more buying power, much more. Can't enter contract till next month. So that's another way to do it. There's a lot of ways that we can do it, but it boils down to income, debt to income ratio. That's it.
Shanae, 1099 and less than $150,000 a year. Credit is lower than 6. How to get my first home?
Shanae, just give Chris a call.
You're ready.
Yeah, give Chris a call. We're gonna get you a home right now. He's the one that says Chris. If you don't like him, you can call me.
So yeah, I think you're ready, Shanae. You just need to give us a buzz. Francie M595 with that conventional 5%. Will there be PMI? Can I use equity on the investment home as down payment? That's the one I think wanted to sell 2 properties.
Okay, so
is that right?
5% conventional, always MI. There's always going to be MI. MI is mortgage insurance. Mortgage insurance is that insures the lender in the event that the borrower defaults. So the only way you don't have MI is if you put 20% or more down or use a VA loan. Ooh. So if you're going to use FHA, you're going to have MI. If you're going to use conventional with less than 20% down, you're going to have MI. So there's always MI. Can you use what? The equity on the investment property as a down payment? Yes, you just have to pull the equity out.
There you go. Nala, can I get a loan with a 520? I'm assuming credit score.
Yep. If you got a lot of money down, yes, 10% down or more. Because that 520, you earned that 520.
Look at it like this, guys. If your cash is down, your credit better be up. If your credit is down, your cash better be up. So it's one of those has to support each other. Daniel Cash, this leads me to believe that he's not going to finance because his name is Cash.
Okay.
We make $180,000 a year, and debt is $4,500 a month, and $20K for down payment. So how much house can we get?
Okay, so simple math: $4,500 a month. If I take that, I'm going to double that to 9,000. So there's a reason I'm doubling it. 9,000. Then 9,000 times 12 is going to be 86,000. So I'm going to subtract 86,000 from your 180 and say you make $95,000 for buying purposes. 95,000 for buying purposes will put you somewhere in the $450,000 range. But I'm also going to tell you that some of that $4,500 a month might be excludable, might be you shouldn't be counting it. there's a lot that you might be disqualifying yourself for. 20,000 tells me that if you went FHA, you could go $600,000 in purchase price just based off of the 3.5% down, and we'd have to work out closing costs. So there's a few different ways to attack this, Daniel Cash. If we're doing it from an income level, I'd say you're probably 450, 500. If we're doing it straight from a down payment level and we work with the income and liabilities, 600 plus.
Dude, the way you got there was very strange.
Yeah.
Very strange. I did the math in my brain and I came up with the same numbers that you did. I got there a different way, but I'm like, I still can't process, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Is that Common Core? Are you doing Common Core?
No.
You doing those extra steps that are not necessary?
I'm doing basic math. It's 50% of your debt to income ratio.
I know, but you doubled it.
Yeah, so that takes because I wanted to drop off the 180K.
I don't care how you got there, man.
Okay, got it. Got it.
We got to the same place.
Yeah.
Indigenous Sevi 92. Should I pay off my credit card?
What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay,
if you don't want debt, pay it off.
But not necessarily to buy a house. In order to buy a house,
different question.
Yeah, in order to buy a house, we have to factor everything in, and sometimes using the money to pay off the credit card is not the best move.
Yeah, he's correct. Legacy junk removal. How soon should I reach out? I have a lease for 9 more months. What's the answer to that, Lee?
Yeah, call me now. Call him now. Call me now. One of us. Let's just get it moving.
Yeah. There's going to be a problem there, guys. We need to iron out all the details. That rarely someone's ready to go and perfect right here and right now. How long do I wait if you file for bankruptcy?
How long do you wait if you file for bankruptcy? If you did a Chapter 13 and you're actually in the reorg and making payments, you can do it while you're in the Chapter 13 if you're making the payments. If you did a Chapter 7 when you filed, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. The only thing that matters is when it was discharged. From the discharge date, by the FHA guidelines, bankruptcy, 2 years. VA, 2 years. Conventional, 4 years. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So
USDA 3.
USDA 3, just in case. There is a strange clause, and everybody thinks they fit it, but very few people do. And that is if you had extenuating circumstances that caused your bankruptcy. What's extenuating circumstances? If you got caught up in a hurricane. That's extenuating circumstances. If earthquake took your job away because the building's now at the center of the earth, that's extenuating circumstances. I got a divorce because I wasn't getting along with my husband is not extenuating circumstances. You created that.
He snores at night. I don't like it. Okay, so junk removal is the one that said, how long should I reach out because I have 9 more months?
Yep.
But they said the reason is because they need to report. They don't know how much they need to report on taxes. All the better reason to reach out to us so we can guide you properly.
Yep.
Victoria Louise, can I have a personal loan and get approved for a home loan? Can you have a personal loan and get approved for a home loan?
Yes.
Yes.
Easy.
So what
Easy.
she's saying is, I got a loan somewhere else. Can I still get a home loan? Yep, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Indigenous Sebi 92 had 3 years left on child support. It's the only thing that's being counted too high of debt. Why? So, are you paying or receiving?
Yeah, if you're paying it or receiving it, either way, the 3 years, is that because the child turns 18 and you're guessing they fall off? Because sometimes they don't fall off. Sometimes there's more to it, and they have to be able to make their own living or whatever, go off on their own. There's more to that. 3 years left in support. It's the only thing that's being counted as too high.
I'm assuming that's what they're paying out.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Is that correct, Indigenous Sevi? You're paying too much in that debt to get a house? Because that's what it seems like to us. And in that case, not much more you could do. But you could add income. And by adding income, you're adding a cosigner. You're getting maybe a second job, maybe a side hustle. There's a lot of ways to add income. Not all of them are immediate. But if you're looking to get in right now, mom, dad, sister, cousin, put them on a loan, take them off when the rates drop. I think that's a good strategy. What do you think?
I think so.
All right. Linda Beanie, FHA, VA underwriter here. Woo!
Love you.
Lydia.
Thank you for being here, Lydia. We appreciate you.
Can't get
Please approve all my
underwriters' names
loans.
wrong.
Yeah, please approve all our loans real fast, 24 hours. Thank you.
And check us too if there's something that that's
if
a
there's
little
something wrong, we want to
let us
hear
know.
from an underwriter's mindset.
Heck yeah.
We love the processors and we love the underwriters and the loan officers too. If we're wrong on something, please check us. Please tell us. Please tell us.
You got it, Legacy. We're here for you.
Yeah.
Victoria too. We're here for you. Can I use we already answered that
Yep.
one. Luis Reyes. I make $100,000 a year and no debt, $70K in savings. How much of a house can I afford?
At 100K with no debt, you're probably starting somewhere in the neighborhood of $450,000. If you have 70K in savings, that 450 might go to 550 with a little bit of a buy down on interest rate, and it's going to depend on your property tax base and your homeowner's insurance, because sometimes property tax base is so high that it affects your buying power. Texas, we start at 297, I think.
Painful.
297, yeah, it's very high in Texas. California is 1.25 as a base, but then if you go to a new build, it gets higher. Arkansas, it's like 0.6.
Yeah.
So Arkansas, you're buying a mansion in Arkansas.
Yep,
So
Arkansas.
we have to work it out and figure out how much we can get you, but that gives you a ballpark.
And good job on saving that, man. You
Yeah.
almost made as much as you make a year.
70K,
That's
good for you,
job.
man. Good for you, Lewis. Good for you.
Well, our indigenous savvy said, well, our yearly income is 99,000, but child support is now 60,000. So you're paying 1,060, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You're saying you're paying 1,060
Yeah,
a month?
yeah,
So
$99,000.
$99,000 a year with that debt, how much could they afford
Well,
realistically?
let me tell you how I did this. So take 1,060 and just double it. So $2,000 times 12 months, 24,000. Subtract 24,000 from 99,000. So they make about $74,000 a year for income purposes. 74,000. Then you go to our trusty dusty chart, and you're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of probably 330,000, because that's a static debt, and we have to double it for most loans. So that depends on that 1,060. That's a lot.
Well, I'm still calculating a $3,300 mortgage in there in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, what is a $3,300 mortgage? That's roughly what?
Yeah, somewhere in the same range.
400K?
Yeah, somewhere in that range.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, you still buy. It's going to affect your buying power.
Yeah.
So that monthly payment is going to affect your buying power. And by the way, is it court ordered? If it's not court ordered, that changes the game.
Our yearly income is 99. Yeah, that does change the game. So if you're not court ordered and you're paying it, guess what? We don't have to hit you with it.
Yeah.
We don't have to hit you. Court orders are strange like that. So
Mm-hmm.
when you do have one, we can work with it. We can also gross up, if we need to. With
And
those
some
things
people
too.
think that, well, traditionally that's what I've paid. It doesn't matter what you've done traditionally.
Mm-hmm.
It matters what you have to do legally. It matters what can I prove. Underwriters, please back me up on this. It doesn't matter, hey, honest, my baby daddy gives me a lot of money. Look it. And that doesn't matter. I need proof that this is going to happen. Next.
Nana Perry, income $88,000, debt $1,500, credit score 615, and 100% discount veteran. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, your Nana Perry, the VA loan's probably going to be the best for you, because we can waive the VA funding fee and 0 down, no mortgage insurance for you, no funding fee, no credit score requirements. So all that stuff that everybody has to jump through, you don't, because of the service. So thank you for your service. And 88,000.
So no funding fee, no mortgage
340,
insurance.
350,
That's gold, Nana Perry.
Yeah, I'd say 360 to 450, somewhere in that range. Yeah, because a few things have to factor in. There's something called a residual, and on the back end of a VA loan, it's not FICO driven, it's residual driven. So if you have a family of 6, it's gonna drastically reduce your buying power. Oh wow, that sucks. It's gonna drastically reduce your buying power. But if it's just you, then your residual is gonna be real easy to fly by.
Here's the other thing, Nana Perry. That $88,000, is that your service connection retirement included in that? Because if it's not included in that, that's way more money.
Good point. Yeah.
Also, what you calculate is going to be just me. What you calculate is going to be one thing. We might be able to gross up a lot of that.
I can tell you that I can gross up 100% service connected. Usually comes in somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,800. But for VA purposes, I can gross that up 25% right now. So your 3,800 turns into 6,000, like that.
So for 88 grand, it's closer to like 110, right?
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of buying power there. A lot of buying power.
Yeah, you need to call us.
Yeah,
Nana,
we're here to help you. 100% here to help you.
do me a favor and screenshot that right now. And when you're ready, you just call us or text us, and we'll be all over that.
If you don't use us, make sure your VA loan officer really understands the VA loan, because I've had people who went out and they were service connected at 10%, not 100, but 10%. And they just got service connected. They went in, they bought a house. The loan officer pulled the certificate of eligibility and it said not exempt. So they paid the VA funding fee. They found out after they closed the loan that they should have never paid the VA funding fee, because if they would have showed the paperwork to the COE, then what would happen is they would have given us a COE that's exempt. Now, as it makes its way through the VA, which sometimes takes a long time, it will eventually say exempt, but you can force it to say exempt. This person's paid a VA funding fee when they didn't have to. There's actually an industry of people that go chasing after those fees, and they sometimes are successful, but sometimes not. So you got to make sure your VA loan officer knows exactly what they're talking about. And you're going to be qualified off of what's called residual. If it's just you, your residual is super simple, but has to be done correctly.
Yep. And here's the other thing. So a lot of people, they think the funding fee being not included isn't that big of a deal because it's 2%, 3%, depending on your usage. So let's say you have a $300,000 house at 2%. That's only $6,000. Okay,
that's a lot.
Only $6,000 is what people say, but it could be the difference between qualifying and not qualifying.
Yeah.
And the reason why I bring this up is because one of our past veterans reached out to Lee last week. We worked his file. By removing the funding fee is what allowed him to qualify.
Oh, wow.
That's a big deal, guys.
Yeah,
we don't always talk about this because it's what we do every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could be the difference between getting a loan and not getting a loan and talking to the right loan officer when you do that. So, Cluster, back to you. Yearly income, $100K, no savings, $800 in monthly debt, no savings or down payment, $715 score. What do you think, Lee?
I think you're ready for a home.
Yeah.
I think you're ready for what city and state are you in? Because that $100,000 a year gives you a lot of buying power. I'd say you're $800 in debt. It's like almost nothing. No savings for down. Rancho Cucamonga.
RC in the
What's
house.
up, RC? We used to have an office in Rancho right off of Haven and 4th.
The 10 freeway.
Yeah. Haven in the 10. Yeah. So the problem with Rancho is even if I told you 450 or even 500, there's nothing in Rancho. Yeah, I know. Everything's, yeah.
She knows.
Yeah, and you know what? There's occasional condo or an occasional new build that will go for 450, but once you put the property tax base in there, oh my God, they're messing people over in Rancho. In Rancho, they're like, hey, here's a $450,000 condo. And you're like, hey, that's amazing. That's amazing. $450,000 condo in Rancho? That's amazing. But wait a minute. The HOA is $1,700 a month. You're like, wait, what? Wait, can you do that? Yeah, they can do it. $1,700. Well, wait a minute. But the house is only $450. Yeah, because they figured out how to offset everything by either putting an HOA or special assessment or property tax increase. Everything is kind of jacked. I mean, in that situation. So you have to really understand what's going on.
But there's some really good stuff, guys. There's some really good stuff just east of Rancho Cucamonga. Fontana, Rialto, and even into San Bernardino. There's a lot of good property in those price points. Beaumont has those price points too, but be careful in Beaumont. Because
property tax base. Yeah, the property tax base in Beaumont, they're paying for that city with property tax base. And that really bites it bites into your buying power.
If you can go up into the hills a little bit, Beaumont, Banning, even Yucaipa, Cherry Valley, you won't get hit with those assessments. You won't get hit with HOAs. So if you just tuck into the hill a little bit or even go south, I don't know if there's much south.
Or north.
North, absolutely. That's where the hills are at. Yeah.
Oh, that's what you mean by the hills? Up the hill, like.
So the 10 freeway and then against the hill.
Okay, so like, what are they? Victorville, Hesperia, Apple Valley.
All those areas.
Oak Hills. Oak Hills has become a big problem. Have you seen Oak Hills lately? Oh, dude, there's so much good stuff going in.
Got some baller properties there.
Yeah, there's some big properties there. So live in Visalia. Okay, cool.
All right, Visalia.
Yeah, we're here to help you. We're here to help you any way we can. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about State of the Union, man. We have not discussed this at all.
Okay, so what do you think about the State of the Union?
So, I mean, let's be honest. It's a joke. It's a joke from the message that they were putting out that everything is good and everyone's happier and everyone's in a better situation. We'll keep an eye out for that phone call. Cluster.
Yep.
And you too, Indigenous Savvy. Screenshot these right now. Don't forget to give us a buzz when you're in that area. But back to the State of the Union. So I think everyone believes that it's a joke. I think everyone believes that the claps and the applause and everything that was happening during the things he would say is all staged.
They're all planned. Yeah.
All staged. And in that one move when they said, say her name, and he got it wrong. And I think he was pumped up with some endorphins or some...
You think so?
Just to get him moving, man, because that was a lot of energy for that old guy.
Scotty, yes, we do Arizona. We love doing Arizona. In fact, one of our favorite realtors, her name is Karen DeZala. She comes to she done podcasts with us. She's done lives with us. She moves back and forth.
With us?
Dude, I
is
do
that
lives.
What you said?
Dude, done lives. So yeah, we do lines
We
too,
do
whatever.
lines.
Yeah, hey, you know what? Me,
Occasional
Joe
that.
Biden, we're like, gotta do this thing, man. Gotta do this.
We gotta go live.
So, yeah, I gotta do this. So we do loans in Arizona. There's some really good. What part of Arizona? But we do all of Arizona, all 50 states, by the way. All 50 states. We're here to help you in all 50 states.
And you guys don't even have to talk to us. I would love to talk to you.
Yeah.
I text back and forth with a lot of you. I talk to you on the phone.
What's up,
Practice
Michelle,
like this.
Erica? Great to see you guys.
Or you could just go to the link up top and start filling it out on your phone. Get it done in 5 minutes and figure out where you stand.
Yeah, we get a lot of applications that we never even met people, and we just show up. All the docs are there. Like we'll go to back to the computer and like, hey, have you talked to this person? No. Have you? No, haven't talked to him. Well, he gave us all the docs. I'm gonna start qualifying, and then our first phone call is, hey, I just want to let you know you're qualified to go shopping. Do you have a realtor? And that's like that fast. And like, wow, that was fast. Well, if you give us everything, we can do it fast.
Builder V, back in the house. Welcome back. How long should you keep a house on the market if it's not moving? It could be a financial burden.
I don't understand that.
Well, it sounds like the house was priced incorrectly by an
Yeah.
agent.
Yeah.
This is a problem. This is why you got to find a skilled agent, because if you say you want to sell your house for $1 million and it's not worth $1 million, there's an agent out there that says okay, and it's not going to move and you're going to hurt yourself. So they're saying, what should they do? Like,
well, we work with an agent that traditionally she'll put the house on the market for 50,000 below, 50,000 below, and then because she knows exactly what's going to happen, she'll put it down 50,000 below market, and this drove of buyers comes in, and she says, "Hey, listen, we know it's below market. There are going to be a lot of bidders. Give us your highest and best." And you get one crack at it. They're like, and she'll even tell them right away. She goes, "Listen, if it's not even close, we won't counter." And they're like, "Well, what do you mean you won't counter? Like, we know it's below market. So if you really have a legitimate buyer, come in with your highest and best." She usually lands up exceeding market when that happens.
Camacho in the house.
What's
up
up?
to the cool guys?
What?
What cool guys?
Dude, I'm the cool guy.
Oh, you're the cool guy.
You're the cool guy.
There's two
You're
of
the,
you.
cool, you're the cool guy too.
Oh, that's nice.
How does the side job work? You
Well,
talk about
here's
talk
what
about
it
this.
is, Mariana.
Talk about it, Mariana.
Mariana, here's what it is.
Mariana, we're here for you.
It's not a job.
Not
We're
a
not
job.
offering a job.
Offering nothing.
I'm not giving anyone, putting anyone on payroll.
Payroll.
What we are exposing
Exposing.
is an opportunity. What's an opportunity? Well, an opportunity is something that you could take action on that could create something.
Create
and
something.
this is the opportunity right here. So do me a favor and screenshot this. Okay, now that you screenshot that, what it is, it's online digital marketing, okay? So you're basically creating an online business. But I don't know how to create an online business. That's okay, because the program you purchase from us is going to teach you how to start that online business. It'll teach you how to start it. It'll teach you how to run it. It'll teach you how to market it. It'll teach you everything you need to know.
Step by step?
You could be a child, 18 years old, graduated from high schools with no skills.
That's not a child.
Buy this program. That's a child to me.
Okay.
Buy this program, and then they'll just read it and walk it down the path. And next thing you know, they got an online functioning business that they only need to manage a few hours a day and make them some money. How much money? Well, the average side hustle is between $480 to about $1,200, working about 2 hours a day. That's per month, guys. So if you went to 4 hours a day or 8 hours a day, you can do the math on that, because you can make hundreds of dollars a month or thousands of dollars a month. But if you are interested, all you got to do is go to the link up top. You can go there to apply for a loan, or you could go there to start a side hustle, and it'll give you all the information. So I hope that helps.
Yeah. Mariana, by the way, if you really want a side hustle, we can help you. But it is work. It's not set it and forget it. We're going to encourage you. If you really want to do something, it's a learning process. There's a big, long learning curve. When you're done, you'll be happy. You will be happy. But it's not set it and forget it. And if it's set and forget it, it's never going to, it doesn't happen anywhere. There's no set and forget it anywhere. We found that. We tried.
Yeah, you can't say you have to work everything.
What's
but it's worth it if you put the effort into it.
Why does California House on Zillow go for $1,049?
$1 million.
$1,049. Because they want you to get $1 million loan.
Are you looking at San Diego again, Ryan?
Yeah.
Everything's $1 million in
Yeah.
San Diego. You mean you can't go to San Diego to buy a house without expecting to spend at least $1 million. But here's the good news: can you do a loan limit for $1 million for a first-time home buyer in San Diego County,
All day long.
Orange County,
Every day.
LA County,
Every day.
Sacramento County?
Every day.
Dang. We
Yeah.
can do this for you guys.
Yeah. San Bernardino County? No.
Builder V, what's average percentage should be on helping a new buyer? What's average percentage should be helping a new buyer? Oh, rate, home,
Oh,
interest
got it.
rates, interest rates.
15-year right now, 5.375, 15-year conventional. 30-year, 6.25 conventional, 6.25. FHA 5.75, VA 5.75. That is not my quote to you. That is New American Funding's quote to the world on the website. You can find that by going to the link at the top, going to cool stuff. You'll see today's rates, and then bang, we're good to go.
Okay. Mariana, how much is the program? So there's a lot of different programs that we offer. Some of them are like as low as $7, and some of them,
Yeah.
I think the main one that you're talking about is $497.
Yeah, roadmap to riches.
But that's it.
And that's
One time.
going to cost you. That's the product too. The product, the education, the whole system.
Darcy, is hustle for introverted people? Actually, it's probably ideal for an introvert because you don't have to talk to anybody. We do, because a lot of people, I want to talk to them so they can get a good understanding of how it works. But you don't have to if you don't want to. I think most do not. They try to have the set it and forget it system, which is cool. But you see us, we talk, we conversate, and we share.
Ryan, 5.75, no points. All right, cool. Is it a builder, and is it a locked?
Ooh, is it locked?
Is it locked?
Let's talk about that, because a lot of people are going into new builds right now going, well, my lender's giving me this and my lender's giving me that. But if the house isn't ready until like 6 months,
They don't lock it.
that's BS.
Yeah, they can't lock it.
Total BS.
Yeah, because we don't know what's going to happen, and if it's a new build, they don't care. You know why? Because there's a line of people right out the door. If you can't buy it, there's somebody right behind you that will. So, if you got a 5.75, then that's in today's interest rate environment, that's pretty good. That's damn good.
He's saying, no, I'm talking about you guys got me a 5.75 with no points, 800 credit. Okay. Thanks, Ryan.
We're here for you, man.
Absolutely. Got your back. Just came into your live. How can I increase credit score? Good question, user 9090. Okay, so here's what it is, guys.
9090.
There's a couple different ways. If you really want to fix your credit, if you just went through bad times when you were young, maybe you got a divorce, whatever. If you want to fix it and just repair it and have it solid and move forward good, credit repair is the way to go. Credit repair is the way to go. And if you don't know where to go, once again, go to the link up top, click on it, and hit the button that says Fix My Credit, and it'll walk you through the process, okay? You're going to hire a pro. That's what you're doing if you do that. The other thing, if you're trying to get a spike in your credit because you're trying to get a house now, what you do is you go to your mom, dad, sister, cousin, friend, enemy, doesn't matter who it is. Make sure this person has great credit and have them add you to 1, 2, or 3 of their credit cards, okay? Their credit cards must have history of being paid on time. They have to be, you want them to be 2 years or older, and you want them to have a zero balance and a high limit, okay? So what's going to happen is they'll add you to that credit card. Let's say grandma's had that card for 20 years. If they add you to that, you're going to get that 20 years worth of good history. And almost overnight, your scores will go up 20 to 60 points per card. So 1, 2, 3 cards, the more the merrier. That's how you boost your credit really fast. But if you're looking for long-term lasting results, credit repair is the way to go. Okay? So I hope that helps you. I hope it sends you down the right path. If you're interested in getting a home loan, you know who to call.
How can Helix line of credit application affect mortgage application?
What is Helix?
Yeah, I don't know what Helix is.
Helix. Yeah. It sounds like he went to a program, got maybe 20, 50K, and he wants to know how it's going to affect him. So here's what it is, guys. If you're taking money out somewhere else, it's a loan. It's just going to be part of your debt-to-income ratio. We're going to add that debt to your file and see what you can afford. And if you can't afford what you want, we're going to have to pay down some of that debt or add a cosigner. It's pretty easy. Ellie, should I take equity from my house to build a new house, new construction?
Do you want to? I mean, if you want to.
But should I?
If you have the cash and you don't have to borrow the money, that's a way to go. If you're trying to do it as a business, then you have to math out and decide whether or not it's good to take the money at current costs, because current costs, if it's your primary residence, you're going to be in the 7s to 8s, maybe 6s, but probably 7s, and that's the cost of the money. And then if that new construction is your new primary residence, then that has to be factored into. So there's a lot of things that we have to figure out.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So back to the State of the Union.
Okay, good.
Give me your opinion. Go, hurry, before I get another question.
I think he did better than I thought.
Did great.
I think he did better than I thought. I think he gaffed a little bit, but not as much as I thought he was going to gaff. I think if he get put under pressure, he will cave, and I don't think he should be in charge of the nuclear weapon button.
So, as far as him crushing under pressure, he got that one thing thrown at him where they said, say her name.
Yeah.
And he crushed under that one because he didn't even get her name right.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, stumbling all over the place. But for this guy to speak for the amount of time that he spoke for in getting through it, based on what you see on the news clips of him not being able to get through one sentence, I think he did fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But back to the questions. Nick Ibra, sorry, I meant HELOC line of credit with zero balance affect the mortgage application. So you're saying that you got a HELOC and you have not accessed the funds. It's all still in there like a credit card's at a zero balance, correct? And if that's the case, you don't have a mortgage payment on that. There's no payment on that. If it sits at zero, there's no payment.
No
Just
payment.
like a zero balance credit card. It does not impact you negatively for your debt to income ratio. So back to what I was saying. Yes, I think he did a great job because he got through it.
I think, yeah, it was just
such a low bar.
I know, such a low
Such
bar.
a low bar.
Such a low bar.
He didn't fall asleep. He didn't fall. You know, he didn't do any of that stuff.
He had
Such a low bar.
He had a little bit of vigor in him, and it was old man fight, but it was still, I give him the credit for the old man fight. He's like, hey, you don't like that? You don't like that? Cut it out. I do think that he threw some barbs that will bite him when he started chastising the Supreme Court.
Tell me about that.
I think it's going to bite him. He said, well, just because the Supreme Court ruled, he was talking about Roe v. Wade, you're going to find out how much women can vote. And I was like, first off, that's not the way it works. And second, you might pay for that in the future because even though they're kind of blind, they're still human. And they're like, yeah, I don't think we like that. I don't think we like the way that one came about. Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of it. I mean, I don't think a lot of his message came out. I don't know if it's believable. Like, I know the truth on a lot of the topics that he brought up.
Well, do you believe we're in a better system right now? Better situation?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I mean.
Full credit every day. I calculate people's income every day. I listen to stories every single day. People are hurting in this country. People are hurting. They can't buy a house. I want them to buy a house. Believe me, I want them. You want them to buy a house. They can't. You know why? Because they're hurting. You know why? Because the economy sucks. But if you listen to that, record unemployment. Everybody's happier than they ever been. You are happy. You are happy where you're at right now. Did you know that? You're happy. You're making more money. Did you know that? Yeah, you can afford more things right now. Did you know that? And I think they think if you tell them enough, they'll listen.
Low-level manipulation.
Yep.
That being said, I'm Chris. That's Lee.
We've been Chris and Lee. We're out.